Hello, Second Life Gor. For some reason, my camera it's not working. Trying to get it to work. Let's go towards the matter of discussion today. Tonight, it's almost 4 a.m. I can't sleep. Let's go there fast. Oh, brother. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Alright, so I can't sleep. Someone close to me, a friend of mine, it's currently stressed out because of the situation. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully the audio doesn't go bad. If I find that the video doesn't work eventually, once it gets uploaded to the channel for the university, I will redo it. No worries. It's fine. It's okay. How do we get rid of these notes? I might have to. Oh, okay. Never mind. Might be the only one with the notes. Okay. So, my name is Victoria Forstander. The type is for Victoria and Marco Alighieri, or however you pronounce the name. That's how I pronounce it. This is a warning for Skylar Senturius, known as classicgem. That is her Second Life username. This is a public service announcement for Second Life. Once again, please read the disclaimer carefully. The language that I'm going to use pertains to Gore, pertains to the books, to John Norman. If you don't know what that is, you will not understand and you might feel offended. So I would say disregard this video if you're not from Second Life Gore, BTB Gor, GE, or whatever else other communities. Okay? That's my avatar, and this is the disclaimer. I started role playing a very long time ago. I came from Palaces, early 2009, on and off until 2014. Here I looked up the groups for my family. Initially, I didn't use the name Forstander. I came up with it back then. It wasn't something that I decided alone. There was a few of us that decided on the name back when we were on Revere. Right here you have a few groups that we had before. Up there is the one for the Victoria Inn, one of our trading companies. The last Forstander is actually my group. I did that recently. House of Valish. We had a lot of families back in the day under, like, they were connected to us. It was a pretty active and big community of role players of all writing styles, paragraphs, semi, and simple form, simple lines. So the active one was perhaps it's an old group. It was for those that were active. This was probably 5 years forward. Once again, another house for the lowcast. We had a lot of lowcasts too. And that group, Gorean Academy of Cartographers, was created by Krista. She was the one that created the groups for the Gorean campus. So I was assigned as the owner of that group at one point or another. So that's why it shows up when I look up my name, when I look up my last name. This is the original group right here. We had the tourism long time ago and some businesses there. As you can see, you have some information about the family right here. Clerk, all of these folks were family back in the day. Moving on. Also, that is the old sigil for the banner of Toria, my dear tourism, and all the ones I've tried to open. So once again, I went and clicked on that group that I mentioned that was one of the most active groups 5 years in the future. Okay, it had 11 members. The academy itself had 27. Once again, the Cartographers Academy was created. I took over that class after Liliana decided to take a break or something. I can't remember, but I know I taught a few classes for her. Intermediate Scribe and Cartographers. This group right here had 11 members too. Moving on. This was the class that I did at the Gorean campus. I used to teach there. I trained roleplay wise, roleplay wise, theory wise, knowledge wise. I trained under Janet Inglewood. May she rest in peace, good old friend of mine. Pretty sensitive about losing her still in 2024. So you can see the dates here. I started teaching that class in 2017. Cartographer over at the campus. It was two regions back then. I believe it's only one now. I haven't been back to the campus in a very long time, since like maybe 2019, probably even earlier. I branched out and created my own school. So as you can see here in the description, there's 27 members at that time. And You can see that my graduation for the last time that I taught that class at the campus was 2018. And the lady Jan was the administrator, and I was the head of the academy back then. Down under right there. You see Krista right here too. And here's the academy that I created not too long ago, actually, in 2023, just last year. Um, I decided to branch out and start teaching after forever. It has currently 68 members. Here you have some of our classes: Ambassador, Mapmaker, New to Gor, Magistrate. The Magistrate course, I do it on YouTube. It's a little easier for me to just talk to you about Gorean law, about the books, about what to expect when trying to perform this roleplay, to do this roleplay, to partake on this roleplay in Second Life, because it's not easy. It can be a little bit complicated. Every sim is different. There's a lot in play there. So I created all of the graphics for the school. Um, at this time of the way that the description right here, when I wrote it, we had locations in a few sims. We didn't just teach in one place. I was teaching up Brundisium. I was in Telness, in the previous Telness, and online. So I usually, what I did with the university, my bad, I would go to different sims and just teach if they had a classroom, if they had a spot, an OLC spot. I prefer doing an OLC because when it comes to training and character during roleplay, that's different. That gets roleplayed out. But I think people don't need to spend hours coming to class or spending hours role playing training when they could just get an OLC, when they can get a note card, when they can watch a video, when they can read something, when they can listen to a seminar, an audio or something, and then get on with their role play and focus their role play on things that matter to them, instead of just like spending hours and hours training. I feel like OLC classes do that. They help a lot with that. I mean, obviously, if you do the role play, it's gonna be great. Obviously, um, this is Skylar right here. This is a picture I took at the Island of Kos. This was from 2015. Right there, you see the date. She took that picture of herself, sent it to me. Back then, we were friends. I met her at the Gorean campus when I was training. She had been around much longer than me. I held her in high regard. She was a dear friend of mine. I have a lot of good memories there. I used to admire her, used to always keep in touch with her, whatnot. Um, this is an old picture right there. I don't know if it was her alcove or her office. If you remember the island of Kos back then, it was a very, very nice sim. Right here, as you can see, I opened the note card of the rules. It dates back to 2015, and this was their welcome packet. It had everything written out, everything together. Pretty cool. A lot of people did a lot of great work to put it together. If anyone is wondering where a lot of the templates, a lot of the formatting, a lot of the ideas behind sim rules, certain things, it all came from somewhere. It all came from uh, people be like, oh yeah, we're doing something different. Not really. You're just gonna grab a note card somebody else made. But whatever. So right here we have a class I used to go to, taught by Skylar High Scribe. She will teach at the Gorean campus. This dates back to 2015, right there, April 23rd, 2015. I take screenshots. I used to put it on my profile. My character is actually back there. It's brunette. The character for Victoria is brunette initially. Then I made her a redhead, things like that. But initially, starting out when I was a flexi, I had a whole different character story, whole different last name, whole different image for her. Another screenshot here of another class ambassador, Skylar, would teach ambassador classes here at the Gorean campus, dating back to 2015. I went to all her classes, graduated, whatnot. Let's see. This is all of the note cards that I have with her. When I met Giovanna in Turia 2016, there was another role play there that we were doing. Role play, keep my logs. Just role play. There's one here where she sent me a lot of stuff about people, complaining about people, obviously, back in 2016. Class log, some of the homework that I did that she made me do, things like that, and for the classes in discussing certain people. I wouldn't worry much about these logs. Are old. It doesn't really matter to me. If you watch this video and you're wondering, you see your name on these logs and you're wondering, oh, you have something there, Bunny. What's it about? Let me know and I'll send it to you in the world. Just let me know. It's okay. Um, what I'm trying to say here is I haven't role played or even had a out of character conversation with Skylar since like 2015, 2016. Just to let you guys know. Make that clear. This is the point of the video. This is my dear old Janet. May she rest in peace. With Lemon. Lemon was a what were they called? I forgot what they were called, but they're related to Liam. In Aurelia or Aradia, all friends of mine from Revere. We um, well, everybody walked their own way after that. Um, right here, I have another picture with Janet. I was actually giving her an interview dating back to 2017. I was doing interviews where I would just go to see Gorean, sit with them, ask about how they do Gor, how they what they bring in, what they want to see, their role play, their character story, things like that. A lot of these interviews eventually were taken by the Voice of Gor, by the Gorean Gazette, a lot of the newspapers that you see in the world. These sort of like interviews, ideas, all these things were kind of like stuff that they would eventually do. This to the day, to the day. Here I have older stuff that I have from Skylar, um, meetings, scribe meetings, things like that. More homework dating back to 2016. Once again, I have nothing with her after 2016. Um, right here, I have my note cards, my memories of Janet. I did a memorial for her when she passed away. May she rest in peace. Cry my eyes out. Went to the memorial. There was roleplay there. Here are some handouts for the Gorean Legal Academy. If you find GLA familiar to you and you went there, took classes, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful academy. I'm not sure who the leader is for it right now or if it's still active. Because like I said, I branched out and all I do now is just GCU. We don't have an advocate course. I do magistrate seminars. I might do advocate course, but we'll see about that later in the future. What else? Here are more contracts and memories and note cards pertaining to my time with Janet. So you can see here, actually, I spoke to Janet more before she passed away in 2017. Nothing else here of Skylar. And I have another interview. I interviewed Victor Stainer, and a few other people in my older account. Back then, like I said, interviews was something that I would do often. I enjoyed them. So, what I do in Second Life, back in the day, when my family started, back in 2014, it was active all the way until perhaps 2018, maybe 5, 6, 7 years worth of role play. Um, we were a big family. We started in Revere. Our cause like way, way, way back then. Um, uh, Victoria had a lot of children. The stories were written out. People were interested in playing the roles. They took up the roles. They played them. They did great. Families. Stories. You start a story. It progresses. It changes, and people move on. That's just what happens. It's been 10 years. It's literally been 10 years. A lot of them have actually started their own families. Some have left Gore. Some have come here every now and then and catch up. Um, there isn't anything bad going on in relation to that family. I believe I am the only one with the last name, aside from one of my sons that came back. He comes around every now and then. We all have pretty busy real lives. For a very long time, once my family is moved on, things like that, all I did was forms. As you can see here, all of these boxes, they are filled with forms for all of those Sims. That is what I do. This is what I like doing. If I'm not role playing, I'm working on a note card. Um, as I said, I've had and for Victoria's storyline, she has had a couple of companions, a few, some children, but usually she's just working. Um, for Marco, he's had a few companions, some children. The same thing for him. I don't have a lot of screenshots from my Marco profile since this situation was pertaining Skylar and it was pertaining Victoria. So I wanted to show you that. I also make seals, signs, all of that for Sims and for my own Sim. I've tried to open a few Sims with a group of people. We tried opening Turia. We tried opening Tetrapoli. We tried opening Timus a few times. One of them opened and closed. For that Timus Sim, actually, I remember I helped build it one and then Skylar came over and she commented to the owner. She was like, "Oh, I don't want to play here because one of your own, I don't get along with her." And I'm like, he told me about it, and I was like, okay. Like I told you, I haven't had a IC or OOC conversation face to face, or where we're actually talking to each other with this woman, with this person, with this human being, since like 2016, 2017. We had a fallout on Tori. I remember because they were doing something with the there was a trial. I can't remember. There was some stuff. I mean, look at it this way. Role play is role play. If you have a role play storyline and characters get in arguments, there's there's stress and there's stories are complex developments, things that happen that stay in character that are part of the role play. If you follow up with it or not, if you bail out or if you fake to black or whatever happens in the story, it happens. And I remember that she has some issues with a few members of the family, um, even with myself, but that was it. Everybody else moved on. Uh, it's insane how I am today in 2024. Um, Going back to the person that I mentioned earlier when I started the video, who was having a tough time because of her right now, in the platform, in the game, in Second Life. Um, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like it literally, I haven't spoken to this person in forever. It's been 10 years. I can't believe it, honestly. I build websites as well, so you can see this one first was for the Alligary. It's outdated. I haven't updated it in forever. Um, this one I did for term is one of the recent ones. It's a lot easier to have all of the scribe information online. That way you don't have to have a million note cards, and you can have forms. I was gonna have well, at one point we had forms online. You just had to copy paste it into a note card and you use it. Make it pretty basic. As long as they're signed and filed properly, that's all that matters. And there's a record system in the world, in the game, in the roleplay setting. All of that was part of the website that I did for Termis. Okay, what else we have? This is the one for the Forestanders. This website is old. Haven't updated it either because it's just Victoria. She's the last one, and her son, and I mean she has another son that is actively played right now, but he has a different last name from his dad. Like it's just the three of us. I don't know, you know, where what Skylar has got going on right now. Already talked about the signs. What else we got? And that is basically what I do with my time. If I'm not role playing, if I don't have an active role play on Big or Marco, if I'm not if I don't have a role in the city that requires me to be there, which like get home from work and log in and be there and role play and do what I have to do, and which I love doing. I love scribe role play the most. Obviously, I've done this forever. Um, if I'm not, if I don't have much to do, I just make my signs. I do my, things out here and, just chill, visit places. I love builds, and teaching, every once in a while, I start teaching a class because, it's nice. A lot of people come and they enjoy it. And I feel like it's more convenient than having to sit for hours and hours of role play, sorry, that you do not need when you could just take the class real quick and go on with your role play. Once again, people that go to classes that enjoy classes, that's not everyone. That's not for everyone. A lot of people don't like these. I never said that we were not going to role play about it, that I was not going to train someone. I see, obviously, there's a lot of that in role play. But for classes, once again, there's a lot of people that don't like them. But just like the other people that enjoy them, and they like to come and learn and share stuff. And this happens a lot in the scribes. I've noticed there are a lot of scribe cast groups in Second Life. Some active, some not. A lot of them are oldies, good old oldies, and there are people that I've come to learn to know that I admire and I talk to sometimes. Not everyone, obviously, but going back to Skylar here, classicgem, that's her username. I received a text from my because we were talking OC out of character, and he showed me where he got banned from the Fernacium sim that opened the it's one of the free cities in the Thassa. This one is supposed to be run by merchants in the books. I talked about a few laws pertaining to that city in the books in my Magister series on this channel if you're interested in looking at that. So, per what he told me, he approached Skylar in character. She was wearing some weird shit, obviously, some weird red dress, whatever she wears these days. And he commented, "I see, Lee, right?" And she got upset and she went, "Oh, see." And she went to the sim owner and they banned him like, oh, because the breaking all season rules and tolerance policy in place, uh no player harassment. What harassment, Jesus? And then the chaotic drama with the House of Forest, and I'm like, what chaotic drama? Like, what is that? Like, excuse me, Mr. Galvedan Vallejo, Galvedan Vallejo, however your name is pronounced. In all respect, I haven't spoken. I am the House of Forestander. I am the House of Forestander. I created it. I am it. If there's something happening with this house, it is me. I would know. I literally would know. Just so you know, this is how upset I am about this. It's 4 a.m. I can't even sleep. So he's like, oh, there's chaotic drama. Like, what? I haven't spoken to that woman, IC or OOC, since 2015. She is a flexi. You know what they're called? Flexis? Lifestylers. There are a lot of lifestylers that I respect up to this day, but not her anymore. Because you have Kahir here who's ill in real life, and he's stressed out, like, oh my god, I was checking out the sim and this happened, and I was like, and he told me what about it. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what's she saying? Like, what is she doing? Like, Skylar, honey, what is wrong with you? what are you doing out there in Second Life? You know, even my older son Abraham, he's like, oh, I'm trying to. He made a new group for the scribes. They had to ban her there because they made a scribe group together, and she wants to do it one way. She wants to use her forms, her classes, whatever. She wants to have things her way, and they had to ban her from the group, kick her out of the group, something like that. And she was slandering, spreading lies about Abraham for the longest time. And he told me about this even before he became my icy son. He was not my icy son. He became my icy son this year. He was looking for family. I knew him for a long time prior. So it's like, hey, you could be my son. You can be one of Lex's kid, or you could could have had you with someone in roleplay, whatever. Come on, I know you, and and yeah, he doesn't have the Forstander last name. There's only two people that have that last name. If there are people in the old groups of our family that I made who have the last name, they probably haven't updated, or maybe they kept it. But if we're talking about active role players, it is me, Anne Caher, who's named after Caher, who is a character from the old city of Victoria, an old friend of mine, and in the city of Cartius. The son of Victoria, I named him after an old friend, Caher. Great role player. Like I say, every role player has their personality and their role play, and that's it. He literally went to her and emoted, and she responded all silly. Um, if you're someone who has taken a class that she teaches, like I said, I have no issues with that. I used to take her classes. I took them all, or at least most that she taught back then, 10 years ago. Okay? At least most she taught 10 years ago. I took them. I went through that. I was her friend. I was close to her. Then we just fell out. That's it. It happens. It's been 10 years. I don't have any issues with her. I don't understand why she feels the need to go, like, for example, if Kaher, or anyone, I guess, from the family is in a different sim, she goes there and she complains. Like, when you go to a sim, so the first thing you do, it's talk to the sim owners. Oh, still, you don't go to check out the place to see if you like it, see if you want to move in, see if it's fit for you, and role play. You don't go there role play. I get it. I know, because you're a freaking lifestyler. You're a lifestyler. You are a flexi, and like I said, if you take classes taught by her, I have no issues with you. Like I said, I respect any kind of courses. Um, Not everyone wants to be by the books. I get it. It's fine. Not everyone reads the books. I get it. It's fine. A lot of people don't like the books. I read the books. I collect them. I This is a lore. This is a fan fiction. Not fan fiction. This is a fandom for me. I am also bilingual. If you have a hard time with the accent, I speak a whole different language before English. But so, Skylar Senturius, classic gem. Honestly, honey, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. What is this drama that you're talking about? Like, if you're gonna talk anything about my house, my roleplay house, my icy house that I created, then talk to me in world. Send me an IM. Hit me up on Discord. I don't know. Talk to me and stop. If someone who is related to me, or has the last name, or any kind of relationship, a son, a daughter, a cousin, an aunt, sister, brother, whatever, and you go to that sim to annoy them, or to get them banned, that's messed up. People come to Second Life, they have their reasons why they're here, especially in the roleplay community. We come here to roleplay. And there are all kinds of people. I don't see the point of getting someone in trouble because you just have the pleasure. It's just your pleasure. I am the House of Forestander, and I haven't had a conversation with you in 10 years, and I'm putting you out there because of this. Um, uh, this is crazy. It's 4 a.m. and I can't even sleep thinking about even Abraham having been harassed by this individual in world. Uh, as I said, I there's people that do paragraph. There's people that do semi. They do novellas. They do one-liners, shotgunners. We call them single lines, simple lines. There's all types of typists. There's the IC and OC are not the same. I'm not sure if you understand what this means. I'm not, in the you have been around for over a decade in Second Life Gor, and I don't know if you know the difference between IC and OC. This sim owner for Nakium. Um, I am the House of Forstander. I haven't talked to this username to this person in a decade. She also mentioned something of us having an issue with poor Victoria. Like, what is that? Uh, like, okay, like I will have to ask because I'm lost. I am totally and utterly lost because the only one that wasn't poor Victoria of the family was Abraham. Even before he was my son, he was living there. I went to visit him. I liked the sim. I started to live there. Victoria started to live there. That's it. That's my avatar, my Victoria avatar. It started to live there, and then eventually I started to little by little join the scribes there and do work here and there. Whatever happens, I don't. I'm not very active on Victoria. I try to be, may or may not be. It depends. I have real life. I have Marco as well, so he doesn't have a position right now where he is in Telmus. Not that I would take one off of there because of my schedule in real life. But honestly, what she said something that we had to travel in for Victoria. I don't get it. Um, I remember that she left that place and then she went to Vernacular. And like I said, I heard about Fernacium. I always do that as someone who creates graphics, who creates advertisements, who runs groups, who contributes to roleplay communities, who it's someone that the people will ask questions of, like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I always look at the ads and their groups and what's happening to the community of Second Life Gore and BTB Gor. And I saw an ad for that sin. I was like, oh, look here, you want to check it out? Because he was looking for a sin that was less laggy and he wanted to see if there was any work. One thing that people don't understand anymore in Second Life Gore is that people who roleplay as Scribe, sometimes they actually do want to have something to do, ideally. They do want to roleplay. They don't want to just sit around with a tag or wear blue, whether male or female. They actually do want their roleplay. Like I don't care if you don't like no cards or contracts, whether you have your scribe forms online on a website or you have them in world in no cards on shelves or a prim that provide that the what's the word that gives you a folder of the note cards, or if you carry them with yourself. I don't care if you like them or not. The note cards are a part of Second Life itself. Whatever viewer you're using, you can create a note card. They are not evil or bad. I mean, the scribe forms can be long, they can be short, they can be immediate. They can just create a new note card, write on it, put a date on it, put a couple seals on it. You're done. That's it. As well, you file it according to however your scribe cast will file it for that matter in that for that situation, for that type of business. Um, it pisses me off because this is crazy. I mean, I just want to warn everyone about her because it has to stop. Like, this was someone that I admired. I went to her classes. I wanted to learn everything I could. Looked up to her. Only for her to do this to certain people in the world. You are, and the problem is this sim owners are like, oh, but it was them that were cyberbullying or bullying. So not really, honey. No, it's her. She's the one going to you complaining about someone who she doesn't even know. or using the name of a family that was created a decade ago, a family that is mine, that is me, that I haven't literally, I told you, I haven't had a conversation with this woman in 10 years. Not one word exchanged. I've heard about her. I've heard about what she says. I see and I'll see whatever, but I never talk to her. Always keep to myself, my avatars, role play or whatever I do in classes, whatever, or to be around, whatever. That's it. I don't talk to her. Tonight, I felt the need to put it out there as having this new university, a channel with a few subscribers, and um, now that in 2024, when I wanted to go back to come back to a Second Life Core and be a little bit more active, that's what I wanted to do. As I said, I am one of the two, because Kater is using the last name. He doesn't have to, actually, because it's not his birth last name. He's actually a bandit. That is his last name, a la bandit. That is literally his last name. He doesn't use it in roleplay. He uses for a standard because it goes with some roleplay that we did about some domestic disputes between his father and Victoria. And there is intrigue there. There is a political stuff involved. So he's not even a Forstander. It's just me. I am the last Forstander. I don't necessarily want there to be more. But what messes me up is what she's telling people out there in the community in Second Life, and also these people that listen to her. Like, you're taking her word for it instead of actually trying to figure out, hey, who's the first donor? Who are they? Can you send me their what's what we use in the world? I can't exit out because it'll stop the presentation. What's their calling card? Can you come to the source? It is me. I haven't spoken to this woman in forever, and I'm gonna tell you, she has totally ruined Abraham's second life. Spreading lies about her because she wants her classes to be the only classes in Second Life. She wants her forums to be the only forums, and if it's not her way, there's no way. And she's being banned in a few places, and it's just nuts that you would, after all of that, you would try to go somewhere new and and ruin someone's opportunity of finding roleplay, of finding a home. um I mean, I don't know what you do with your second life core, but some of us actually need or long for a community to belong to, for a sim to belong to, where we feel at home, where we can, log in and out and have friends and have foes and all kinds of role play, and we dedicate ourselves to it. And you role play with other people and you have stories. That's the whole of it. That's the stuff. I mean, I don't know what you do with your second life, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna put you out there about this as long as I have to, because it has to stop. Find someone else, find a different family to talk shit about, please, or yours. I mean, then again, you cheat your name like twice, because I have that on record. But find something else to complain. I don't get it. It is literally just me. Everyone else has made their own family, or quit Second Life, or gone to Game of Thrones, or a different genre, or a different game, a different whatever. They're not here anymore. It's been 10 years, Skylar. Classic Gem. It's been 10 years. Please forget my last name. I am not going to roleplay with you. I haven't RP banned anyone in forever. Don't like that. Like I said, IC to IC, OC to OC. I haven't roleplayed with her in forever, and it's nuts how you, after 10 years, you still want to invoke, I guess, the last name. You want to use it, IC, OC, you want to talk about it. It's nuts. This is insane. And there's some people who shouldn't be, in there, who are not mentally or whatever it is. The problem is with them. To roleplay, to be in Second Life, to be in Gore, BTB Gor. Uh, I think that's all I had to say about it. I have to go to bed. I have to go to work in a couple hours in real life, and then to figure out when I'm logging back on. I will be uploading this video to the channel and sending it out in some groups. Um, Whenever I send notices on the groups and the Gor groups, it's always for like classes or like looking for some roleplay partners. They want to have a story or something like that. But this time I'll have to send a video about her. I've never made a video about anyone in Second Life before, let alone Gor. I thought of like visiting some Sims and like taking a look around and making a video of evaluation. There was a guy that was doing this before back in maybe 2020, but I guess he stopped. I don't know, but there was someone that was doing the reviews back when raids were happening more often. Um, as I said, if you have any questions about the dates and the names on the stuff that I showed today, hit me up in World at evavalentino.resident or evavalentino or victoria.forstander@gmail.com. A lot of my contact information is already in this channel or in the description. Um, as I said, I split my time between Victoria and Marco, depending on what they got to do and how things are. But as I said, thank you for watching this video and for tuning in. I haven't posted a video in the the university channel in a long time. I took a break. Because, okay, for example, if I teach a class, a roleplay class, and I take a break because there are other people that teach in Second Life Core. It's not just Skylar. There's universities, academies, lots of scribes, lots of people who are of different caste. I say caste, I don't know that's the way you pronounce it. I've always said it like that. There's other people that teach. You're not the only one, Skylar. It's not just you. You do not own the scribe cast. You do not own the knowledge of the scribe cast. You don't own Gor. Just to let you know. This is a very tiring matter for me. Seriously. What else? Like I said, when I run classes, I do them. I take like a year or two break. Maybe I do seminars. Maybe I just stick around and answer questions. My instant messages are pretty busy every now and then, obviously, and that's great. That's great. After being around for almost 18 years, what I have going on in Second Life right now, for me, it works. What doesn't work is, for example, a K here was my son, as I said, years back. He just came back. He comes and goes like me. A lot of people do that lately. A lot of the old Goro players do that. They come and go because the the Sims are changing. They're different. They're run differently. Um, you know, it's just it's different. So it doesn't work for all of us. But what I have right now works for me. And he told me, "Hey, I had this thing with Skylar," and I'm like, "Skylar, like I know her, whatnot, but I haven't spoken to you in 10 years. It's been 10 years. I am the House of Forstander. I don't have a chaotic drama issue with you. I haven't talked to you in 10 years. I don't know you anymore, and I don't know what you want. But you really should target other people. I feel very sorry for you because of whatever the hell you're doing with your time, but target older people. There's a bunch of other families out there you can go after and other Sims you can mess with if you want to and get banned, or maybe you actually do um, contribute something. I don't know. Your classes, go and do your classes. You're not the only teacher in Second Life Core. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and that's the beauty of it, especially for Scribecast role players, which would be the ones that would understand most of the stuff I discussed tonight. So I'm leaving you with all of that, and thank you for watching this video. Blessings to you, Skylar. I pray that you uh, stop whatever it is you're doing. I pray that you seriously stop doing that, honey. Like, love and light, whatever you believe in, to you. because of the time 10 years ago when I was someone that looked up to you. I don't anymore. It's very difficult to respect someone who starts shit up about you and you don't even know because you haven't talked to this person in forever, and you turn around and you're like, what? Like you're like, excuse me, I am the House of Forstander. I haven't spoken to her in forever. For anyone interested in knowing that anymore, it's hard to drop it because I am that worked up. So I went on my account and I did like a million screenshots, and I'm like, okay, let's make this video and let it be an update. And I'm telling you, I'm putting this out there because it needs to be said. You know, if you're dealing with her, if you had if you had her say shit about you in World IC or I mean OOC mostly, roleplay, but OOC like out of character. Hopefully this video tells you that don't be afraid to to speak up, to speak out, or say, hey, this is not true. Stop. Turn around. Do something else. It's been 10 years, and you have no right to do that to people. Just letting you know. Second Life, it's Second Life. You don't own the game or the platform or just let you know. Okay, so like I said, have a good one. Have a good week. Thank you for watching.